Alrighty, boys and girls. Welcome to Beyond All Reason. We had a slight issue. With some of our stuff here. Oops, there we go. Alright, but we got it put together. This is supposed to be a Fight Night stream. And some of it is already finished because we had a slight issue with launching the stream on the official Beyond All Reason channel. So I apologize for that. This is Fight Night 23. We've had some good games so far. We've got Nebuchadnezzar with 2 wins, User with 2, tie between a couple other players, Vidor with a tie against Flying Duck, and Signal. We are now moving on to round 2, and it looks like we have one player who has been eliminated from the game here. Second. There we go. Now we're in the right scene. He was eliminated, unfortunately. But it looks like things are going well. We've had, like I said, some great games so far. Round 1 has been rebalanced here, I believe, and we should be getting close to finding the matchups here as well. So let's go ahead and look and see, do we have any that are running currently? Looks like we have Signal versus User, which just started, so we're going to hop into this one.
Battle started.
Second, guys. All the little things that must be done. Alrighty. Cool. We are done with that. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We've got User 001 going up against Signal. And this map is quite an interesting map. Yeah, the Beyond All Reason main got shut down, unfortunately. So we're just, or not shut down, but it's like, it wasn't working, so I have to do it on here. I was casting like, I think 30 minutes of Fight Night with absolutely no success, and I didn't realize that it hadn't posted. So a little bit of a pain. But here we go. We're doing it on my channel instead. We've got Signal going up against User. Pretty even matchup here, it looks like, except for the Chevron. Chevron is quite scaled towards Signal, and that being the experience level, of course. User 001 getting out a couple constructors here, whereas Signal is going for a grunt. And we've got a couple land bridges. This map is very, very interesting. You can see we have a couple mexes in the ocean here, and I think they're all of similar value. Yeah, 1.9 mexes across the board. It looks like there are no special high quality mexes to be found, so nothing to worry too much about there. This map, yeah, this map, my goodness, so many land bridges all over the place. And it looks like if you had an artillery piece right here, you might even be able to just shoot across onto the opponent's shoreline there. But anyway, the economy for User is at a total of 4 metal a second, probably due to an energy constraint, I would guess. Yep, we're jumping back up to 9 metal a second, and we have good control of our land bridge to end any scouting. That's another thing that's also interesting about this map, is it's going to be almost impossible to scout out your opponent and to break through and harass their economies, because this map is so tightly knit. There's basically no run by opportunity, so it's just going to be brute force that people are going up against here. These pawns pushing in, looking for some more value. We got Signal, maybe planning on a sneaky play here. I have a feeling that if you decide to maybe calm walk up this direction, you could get some really nasty D-guns off, as your commander is one of the more mobile units in the game at this point, since there's not very many amphibious units out and about. We got some light laser turrets looking to come up here, but I don't know if we have the energy to do it, to build them. It is close. It is close. Yes, he's able to keep producing energy. It looks like the wind speed picked up right in time as well. And here comes User coming in for some cheeky grunt kills. And he is looking to avoid a fight, passing by instead of heading straight on. And this is where the game gets a little bit risky here, because he is going into a very nasty position where he could get excellent value. But at this point, it looks like this could be the end of the game for him. Signal getting some excellent D-guns, and he might just die here. He did. What a game. What a game. These goofballs just ran themselves down the center and executed themselves, maybe in protest to the map. I don't know. Anyway, very cool. Very cool to see. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find another good Fight Night game. This one's been going for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Well, we'll go with the lesser of the two.
Battle started.
Here we go. Jason has gotten... We got to skip the boring part. That's the wonderful thing about this this entering a game that's 3 minutes in. We skip the opening where they build all of their energy production and metal production and go straight in. Why is resolution so low? That is an interesting problem. I don't know what would be causing that issue. Give me a second. Gonna see if I can't figure that out. Let's take a look here. What's going on? No, that can't be it. I'm not sure what's the resolution stuck at. It could be a phone issue, or if you're watching on your phone, maybe you don't have enough bandwidth or whatever to get good resolution. Yeah, sometimes that happens with the PC catching up or whatnot, or the Wi-Fi catching up. Ooh, good trades here. Good trades. Oh, it's not looking good for Reaper. Reaper had some rough games against Neb, so the fact that he might be a little bit down about his gameplays recently could be why he is struggling here against Jason. Oh, another self-destruct here. Exploding that metal. Jason doing everything he can to get every ounce of the metal he can away from his opponent. Some good LLTs here, but sniping the metal extractors. It's not good to see. Just Jason constantly just going back and forth, harassment, and expanding here. This is gonna be a GG here. Wind being absolutely troll. Yes, a 4.1 or 4 out of 1 on the wind on this map. Pretty tough. Getting some good kills on these solar collectors, shutting them down, lowering the amount of energy production. Just throwing bodies at his opponent and removing the ability to expand. Jason's metal's up to 20 per second, whereas poor Reaper is only at 11. But thankfully he has held them off, fended them all off, and maybe he can get out some Resbots and really, you know, bring it back here. I'm hoping that is the case. Because he can quadruple his army with all of these corpses lying on the ground. But Resbots do not appear to be in the plans here. I don't see any of them in queue. It's definitely something that is a bit interesting. I would have expected Resbots to be a high priority. I always find that they are extremely valuable when I use them in especially 1v1s, because the compounding interest of multiplying your opponent's army into yours is just so good. So valuable. Energy production and metal production are at an all-time low right now for Reaper. We got a good line of grunts here. Total of 16 versus 12. That means likely, unless these reinforcements gets here and match, they would likely win that engagement. But with them being all spread out like that, that means it'll be very easy for these guys to push in and tickle away at the entire army there. Reaper is trying to do a energy scaling, and you just can't do that with T1 Solar. It's not going to work out good. You want to try to avoid building T1 Solar until you absolutely need it. You got to get the expansion up, and he's been struggling with the expansion this entire tournament. And it's just, I think, something where he needs some practice with it. It can be tough. It can be very tough to get the expansion element of this game down. But Jason is a perfect example of doing very, very well at it here. We got some thugs coming out on the field. Thugs being a bit more metal dense, where grunts are a bit more energy dense. So on maps where you have a lot less energy and a lot more metal, then the thug is actually an excellent option. You just have to have them in large groups, otherwise they can get very easily shut down by a mass group of grunts. Grunts being very good at just confusing the targeting of the thug. Good kills there. Excellent plays. And we've got some grunts spreading through. Just keeping an eye on everything, making sure they're setting up a chain of resistance and vision. And we've got thugs sighted here, which is a signal for Jason to push in, and he will be doing that, and these thugs are going to get completely sandwiched. And those are some metal dense corpses being left on the ground here. Not good. Not a good situation. Jason's commander is up towards the front here, building light laser turrets as he goes, and we have a mass group of thugs here. Good to see, actually. Good to see. That giant army could actually end the game, depending on how things go here. Repositioning. Just continuing to pump out grunts on repeat here for Jason. And they are pushing up. The commander is in sight. He should be pressuring that commander beyond all reason and trying to shoot him down. If he can knock out that health, he wins. Even though he might be in a worse situation, he will still win the game due to health, due to the commander kill. And it looks like this could be the end of it. He just has to focus the target, keep shooting it down, and that's the win. He pulled out a win. All odds against him, but still sniping that commander and turning that loss into a dub. Very good to see. Congratulations. All right, good. Thank you, Snake, even though you can't hear me. Very good. Well done. Well done to Reaper getting his first win of the night in. And we've got a 3-minute game here as well. So we're going to be hopping on there. Let's see. Ah. What this is what is this? Is this crack? Is this crack? A very good map. I really like this map. It has a good combination of both unique features, mountainous terrain, air plays, land plays, vehicle plays, bot plays. The only thing it's missing is maybe a little bit of navy, but it's a very fun map to play on. Every time I play on this map, I enjoy it, even if I lose. It's always just a good time. Starting in the center position for both Reaper and Jason. Excellent decision here, as you are able to maneuver based on whatever direction your opponent goes. If they want to go left or right, you can easily transition based on where they decide to go. I would imagine getting a radar tower up here is going to be extremely valuable. And then also one back here. You're going to want a radar here and a radar up here. And that's going to cover just in case they try to do some kind of sneaky plays coming around behind you. Or, you know, coming in from the backside. You'll be able to get a decent amount of vision. And up here, you'll be able to get a good vision of the entire middle of the map, which will be a huge benefit. So hopefully we see something like that from one of these players pushing for that radar. Opening with the solar panel. Not really a bad decision. I find that opening with solar panels is actually to be preferred compared to other openings, such as 2 mechs 1 wind or 2 mechs 2 wind. I find the solar panels is good because it just gets your metal out on the field, gets you a high amount of energy rather quickly, and you get your lab made a little bit quicker here. Let's see. Jason actually beat him just by a hair, but it's also more consistent. If for some reason there's an issue with the wind, or if midway through the game and midway through the early stages of the game you end up having a drop in the wind, you have that backup solar that keeps your energy going and keeps your metal extractors running. And I think that is something that is understated. And then it's just essentially a metal storage as well. So good to see. I would have loved to see this up here on the very top, but I guess it still gets essentially the same value, as there is, excellent vision right along here and excellent vision right along here. Both sides well covered by radar, so being able to sneak past is going to be quite difficult. Energy production is quite low here, and it looks like we are getting some grave robbers out to get that energy reclaimed. Grave robbers are actually a very cheap form of energy early on in the game if you have some of these little things to reclaim. These little trees, all these shrubs and cacti. They are very valuable. You can see that you get up to 58 energy per second when they are reclaiming, so very, very good. Jason, rooting for Jason here, it would appear, from Mr. Duffy himself. Ooh, that LLT is going to shut down any hope of harassment on the base. And I'm hoping to see Reaper of Mars going for some expansion here. He's been struggling with expansion a lot of his games lately, so I'm really rooting that he gets the hang of it and pushes it a little bit heavier. This energy production is fantastic. You can see Jason is going for a much more aggressive play. He's just pumping out unit after unit and basically no expansion. The metal production of blue is quite low as well, though. And I think that's largely looking like an energy problem. Yes, it is an energy problem. At this point, I think I would definitely build another solar panel just to keep your energy production up, because every second those metal extractors turn off is seconds you do not make metal income. So it's definitely an issue. That's kind of something a lot of people don't notice in their games, is your metal extractors turning off is a massive issue. You lose a significant amount of metal for the seconds that they are offline. It is sometimes even worth it to just turn your commander to low priority, or your constructors to low priority, so that they don't blink off, so that you keep getting that total metal value. You can see with the proper energy, he gets up to 13 metal per second now, which is much more significant. And he's also got the laser towers up, which is just in the nick of time, because he looks like he's getting ready to get harassed here as well. A radar tower would also be good to have there as on top of it. A little bit of an aggressive play here, but it looks like red was very capable of maintaining the ground. Maintaining his ground. Blue shutting down some grunts, opposing grunts as well. Curious where the constructors will end up expanding from here. Both players really have quite limited expansion, although red has a massive army just looking for juicy value, and also protecting his constructor. Getting some reclaim from these corpses, definitely not a bad idea. I think that might have been just by default. He saw the metal and went for it. Blue's radar still is giving good vision. He has vision of this guy. Yeah, several of these he is very aware of. And the forward expansion is happening, which is good to see, while also kiting away a massive army. Such a massive army of grunts there. That's got to be a bit fear-inducing to see how many grunts are in Jason's army at the moment. Definitely not good to see coming towards you. The economy of blue is larger, but the army of red is much larger. Let me see, total of, well, that selects all the grunts. Just in this 35 grunts down here, he has a total of 16, no, almost 20 grunts. So just in this little group, Jason has a massive amount more than Reaper. And that could become a problem. The one benefit is the amount of metal production. Although I think we definitely need to get another constructor out at this point to help with the expansion. If we can get some of these mexes here. These close ones, they're relatively easy to maintain control of. It would be good to get them up. And we lost control of this guy. He's gonna be fighting for his life. I don't know if he's gonna have... Yeah, he's done for. Almost killed him, but he also gets the metal extractor there as well. Yeah, the pressure is building for Reaper right now as we speak. And I think, how many constructors do we have out on the field here for Jason? We got 2 constructors and 1 commander. The commander moving in, putting decent pressure on. And we're going for an air lab. This is actually an excellent play. Just a couple bombers will absolutely wipe everything of Reaper. Or even just going for the Shuriken is an excellent play as well, because you get the stunning. Even though technically the grunts are very good against Shuriken, in mass the Shuriken can definitely wipe the floor just in stunning. Ooh, good damage. Good damage. Yeah, that's going to be a bad trade there for blue if he trades there. I honestly, though, the fact that they left, he should probably push up. Although this is his defending army. He's working on expansion. It's not a bad play. And this giant army of grunts coming in, I feel like one of the problems Reaper's running into is he's not spreading his army out. Like, only a handful of these grunts are able to shoot. He would have easily won that fight if he had given them a little bit of a line command there. But instead, it's just a wipe on the floor because of improper unit placement. And that's going to be really bad because now the Resbot's coming in. Yep, coming in to eat up all that metal. That's 400 metal right there. And Jason has expanded far beyond Reaper now and is up to 27 compared to 17. Everyone overestimates each other. That's exactly what's happening here. Yeah, this is essentially a game over. As long as Jason doesn't get his commander stuck out in the open again, this will be a game over. Reaper might be going for some unique plays here again. Oh my word, look at Jason overflowing in metal right now. That's crazy, the amount of metal that he has. Oh, he could even do a T2 transition if he really wanted to. He just is low on energy as well. So for energy, maybe throw down a couple T1 solar would be a good option. Got one scout here coming out and a bomber as well. And Reaper pushing up again. I wouldn't be surprised. If I was Reaper, I would definitely curve these guys down and take out that group of grunts. You want to try to secure the metal on your allies or on your territory. Right now he's taking the fight to them, but he's not securing any of the metal. Yeah, 0 energy. Yep, 0 energy on both sides. And this is where you want to start spamming T1 solar panels, because T1 solar panels don't cost any energy. They provide you 20 energy per solar panel, and it's like building a metal storage, which means that you're able to actually retain the value of everything you're building here. Very good kills across, wiping out the energy, which is really good. Honestly, quite effective, because energy is where Jason is stalling out the most. I wouldn't have thought that we would have gotten that all the way to their base with that push, but they did. It was quite impressive. And now they know about the bombing run if he is thinking about it. So we see anti-air going up. Oh, excuse me. We see anti-air going up right now. And a massive pile of grunts. Oh my goodness. Look at that. A total of 39. Compared to 17, it is not looking good. 39 to 17. I don't see, like, even though the energy was wiped out, it's so easy to fix that problem. And we're starting to see a handful of solar coming out. It's just not enough. Total of 180 energy production. Here we go. See, this is the difference here. The scaling of the energy production through T1 solar is going to give you a significant advantage every time. We got some thugs coming out as well. That will be handy for large groups of units, but I have a feeling this is going to be a raid. And it's not going to turn out well. Let's see, what's his player vision? He's got vision, and this is a wipe. This is a wipe here. There's no way that they survive this. Yep, everything there's destroyed. Blue sending a massive army. And red is going for wiping the expansion. Unfortunately, he left his grunts right in there. Okay, he got to them right in time. Lost a couple grunts. And that expansion, or that push, really was not enough value there. He's sending thugs now. Reaper sending thugs down to deal with these grunts. Hopefully it's enough, though. Thugs being pretty easy to outplay with a handful of grunts. Good damage, though. Good damage on these grunts. And that light laser turret with the commander. Essentially, the grunts are surrounded. And they know they're dead. So they just self-D at that point. But now we have a lot of expansion that just got destroyed. It would be good for Reaper to push his units up to this side of the map, I think. Would not hurt. Just come and claim some of this land. The expansion, like, this whole area can be expanded upon and no one's even touched it yet, which is just terrible. Terrible to see. 50 metal per second for Jason, largely because of the reclaim. Reaper still, yeah, I just the metal extractors, they aren't focusing the metal extractors nearly enough. It's kind of driving me nuts. Honestly. But I don't know the stresses of the game, you know, when you're in the game and in the moment, sometimes things appear to be much faster moving than they are when you're watching. Look at all these thugs, massive amounts of thugs here. Oh, and we're just going to bomb. We're going for bombing all of the metal extractors. Wow. That's going to be tough to deal with because that means you have to build anti-air units and then you have to chase down the bombers. It's definitely going to be a pain in the neck. Ooh, wiping out all of those resbots as well. Oof. And does he get the nettle up in time, or thistle? He does. The thistle is up, but the expansion was wiped. Oh, and these thugs went for the kill and instead they got stunned. Yeah, thugs gonna need to be supported with those shuriken there. Shuriken getting absolutely infinite value. Even these bombers are getting infinite value. My goodness. Finally, we get some mobile anti-air. Maybe even a little bit overkill on it. Good kills, good kills. But once again, metal extraction is at an all-time low for blue, unfortunately. He is getting some reclaim, it seems like. Where's that at? He's got to have a resbot somewhere. With how much metal he has. Income. He's at 30 metal per second. I guess that's all natural expansion. That's actually quite impressive. Look at this line of grunts he has, or thugs. That's a significant investment. 3,000 metal right there. That will do some damage. The commander for Jason, he had better hope that Reaper does not find his commander. Otherwise, that commander is going to explode in a fury of destruction. The average wind speed is a total of 15, with a wind risk of 6%, which is the amount of time that the wind will be below the minimum of 6. So 6% of the time the wind will be below 6 wind speed, which isn't bad odds. That means that 94% of your game will have excellent wind speed. Or at least usable wind speed, right? Well, let's see, was this a fight command? This was not a fight command. I definitely recommend when you're using plasma bots up against laser weapons, use the fight command. It is extremely valuable. This is such a devastating group, though, of units, because these thugs are able to, when they get in clusters like this, they can just shell everything to pieces. You don't have to hit every shot. You just have to have enough shots that hit, and they do devastating damage. Well done, well done. And another group of them pushing in. I think Jason's in deep trouble here. He invested so much into the air but is not taking full advantage of it. I think if he had built like 3 more bombers, he would be in a much better position here. We do have vehicles coming out as well, so he is going to be able to hold back the thugs, but the question is how long. Both sides, thugs are pushing in, and if those get into his base, it is going to be a devastating issue. Devastating issue. Almost all of his shuriken are down, and he is energy stalled to the max right now. Not looking good. He has too much metal and not enough energy. He needs to be spamming T1 Solar. That's really a significant difference here. The T1 Solar has made a massive, is given a massive advantage. He's just leaking metal out like crazy. It's terrible to see. With the anti-air bots in combination with the thugs, his base is going to be completely wiped. I would not be surprised if we end up seeing a surrender here shortly. I am impressed that Reaper was able to pull it back. For a while there, it looked like he was definitely going to be losing this fight. Yep, GG, well played was called. A couple D-guns on a handful of thugs, but it's not going to be enough. So he goes for the self-destruct as a warrior would do, taking as many as he can with him. Poor Jason, completely wiped. Well played, well played. Very cool to see, very cool to see. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look and see where we are once again for the fight night here. Moment. I'm trying to pull it up, and everything's coming up except for the page I need. Alrighty, so let's do a refresh here. So far, we are looking at Reaper of Mars with 2 wins against Jason. Nebuchadnezzar didn't have anyone to play against due to a lever. And then we had Signal and User with the 1 win and a 1 win. So basically a tie there. Vidor with the 2 wins against Joyso, or is it Josco? And then Waxwell and Esper Triple, I think, are still playing. So it's looking good. Moving on to round 3 relatively soon. It looks like after Waxel and Esper Triple, after they play their game. I think they have 2 games. I don't know how long it's going to be before they get going on it. I'm hoping they didn't bow out. Let's check and see how we're doing here. Nebuchadnezzar is in battle. I don't know if this is an actual, like, fight. Like, the actual battle itself. It could be, or are they just practicing because we're waiting on a game?
Battle started.
Ooh, another Istis crack. Excellent. Good fights here, and it looks like once again, red expanding far beyond blue. We've got almost tied economy though, 38 to 26, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad of an economy, but the amount of thugs here. Poor Kyle Kug, he is gonna be hurting for certain. He only has a handful of thugs coming out in a couple rocket bots. I think we joined right in time for the game to be nearly over here, to be honest. It's not looking very good. We've got another bot lab, and we have transitioned to vehicles over on this side. Yeah, that is exactly what you do not want to see as the opposing player. Ooh, good damage. Good damage. These laser turrets providing some extra value. They have weak health but high DPS. So every second they spend shooting is a second that you get a little bit more value trade than your opponent. And Kyle's having to run. Run away, Kyle, run away. His con turrets are repairing the commander. Oh, and that explosion did not help. He is like 2 shots away from dead here. And we started spamming some thugs or grunts into the army. That's always a good idea. If you have a heavy amount of plasma bots you're up against, spam some grunts into that army. Another option would be to get a couple walls up. Kyle would have a huge benefit with a handful of walls if he had them right along here earlier. Handful of walls, he would have been trading infinitely better and turning that losing fight into a winning fight. But at this point, the Resbots have come in and they are multiplying the army, and it is game over. It's over. Nothing he can do. Well, it was a good fight. Good try. Well done. And we'll see
Battle.
where we end after this. So I think that might have been the last fight night game until the next round. Not sure. Oh, yeah, we have Waxwell versus Joysko, but I don't think they're playing. This is something else. Let me give Neb a call and see what's happening, see if he has any information for us. Hey,
Yo,
how are we looking so far?
good. We have one more game.
Oh, you guys do? Okay. Cool. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if we were on to the next round yet. One more?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, cool. Very well done, by the way. Good job on that
Thank
fight.
you.
Beating up on 19 OS players, I see.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, for the record.
Yeah.
He challenged me to
Oh.
have it unranked. He wanted
Okay.
ranked on, so
Okay. There you go. You know, that way you can't say
Well,
that
you're
you didn't
coward.
warn him. Yeah.
what? How much more of a challenge is there than calling someone a coward?
Oh, he called you a coward.
Yes, he called me
Oh.
a coward.
Then, you know what? He deserves every bit of scraping you give him.
So we have ranked on. Of course, I'm talking big right now. Watch me get destroyed.
Yeah,
this game.
well, don't worry. We'll be watching with our 157 viewers to see how this goes.
Oh gosh.
So, good luck, sir. You're going to need all the
Battle started.
concentration you can have.
Good luck. Thank
All
you.
right. Peace.
Or well, yeah. Good luck on the stream, I guess.
Thank you. Bye. All right, good to hear. So this is how we got here. Apparently there was some trash talking going on, and that's why we have such skewed OS here. Interesting. Going for a 2 mechs opening. I think Neb is going for that 3rd mechs opening. That will leave him a bit spread out. So if for some reason Kyle decides to push really hard, he can possibly scrape out some of these mexes because they're going to be a bit harder to defend. But he'll have to really pressure in order to get that. In order for that to end up working out for him. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine that like 99% of the 1v1s that are done on this map, not a single geo is even thought about. You have to get to a crazy amount of scaling and back and forth battle in order to get to the point where you even want to think about a geo on this map. It's just there's too many ways to get wrecked if you're not careful, you know. We got Neb going for the constructor right off the bat, and that extra wind power there. Good to see. Wind is taking a bit of that energy though. He is stalled out of his mind, unfortunately. And hopefully we don't see any blinking mexes here. No, we're still good. Surprisingly okay. We haven't seen any solar panels come up. Not yet. We got one metal extractor being put up here with a exploiter on it. Exploiters being much more powerful than a single mechs and a single turret, as they do have a lot more HP tied to them. You can see, let's check that out. It's a total of 1,400 HP in comparison to the light guard tower, which is 600 HP. Much stronger, much more resilient. The only problem is they do take a little bit longer to build, your metal extractors, when building them, and they do cost a hefty portion of metal. So you want to make sure to put them in positions that are isolating territory and very strategic. So I would often, you know, maybe what I would do is like one exploiter here, 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 and here. That's very isolating, and it'll only cost 4 exploiters, which is not too expensive. And then from there you have your base well covered. But I don't know if I would build the exploiter right off the bat, to be honest, just due to the amount of metal it does cost, and that will slow down your expansion in comparison to just building a single 50 metal extractor. That's quite cheap and gets you your metal income going rapidly, instead of spending 250, essentially 250 metal on a single metal extractor, and that will slow you down significantly. Ooh, and this grunt sneaks in and wipes that extractor. Oh, unfortunate to see, unfortunate to see. You have to babysit those metal extractors so much early on. So much babysitting required here. This grunt just getting crazy value. Insane. Ooh, and those grunts are thinking about it. They wanted to push in so bad, but there was no way to do it. And you can see Kyle is not playing around. He wants every inch of his base defended from simple harassment. The only problem is these grunts, just like 5. All it takes is around 5 to push a light laser tower and destroy it. So if you use your brain and you do it very carefully, you can definitely push through and wipe out his defenses. But it is a good thing that he did there to start out. The only problem is now Neb is able to capitalize on that turtling and expand with both his constructors and his commander with 0 fear. You can see he has so much expansion planned out already, expanding all the way through past half of the map, whereas blue is down to almost no expansion. He has turtled in with no expansion planned. That's going to become a big problem, because that means Neb is going to be able to just have his will with the entire game and just choose whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do a bombing run, no problem. He wants to transition into vehicles, no problem. He wants to span 1,000,000 grunts, no problem. Rocket bots, no problem. He's going to have the metal to do literally anything he wants to. It's going to be quite difficult. Oh, Jason, it's okay. Don't feel bad, man. You fought a good fight. You did well. There were several times where you could have won, and you came very close. But it's hard to know. It's hard to know exactly where your opponent is. You know, I have a vantage point that none of you have, and that is called a lack of fog. The lack of fog is indeed the greatest advantage. Yeah, it is quite quiet right now, just because of the amount of expansion, or the amount of like zoning that Kyle has done. He's zoned off his whole base. He's not moving out of his corner. Oh, we got an exploiter down there. That's not good. That is a chunk of change. How much metal is that? It's 300 metal on the ground. That's not too bad, but it definitely should be a priority. Ooh, those are good trades. He's getting excellent trades there. Very, very good to see. Spread those puppies out. Make sure it's a line of terror pushing your opponent there. Good trades from Kyle. The only problem is that the energy, or the metal scaling, is not in Kyle's favor. 32 metal per second compared to 13. Kyle's going to need to be extremely picky about every ounce of energy, make sure it all gets converted, which is what he is focusing on. You can see here, he is massing converters. We got another exploiter going up here. And another wave of grunts coming in. Honestly, if I was Nebuchadnezzar, that's exactly what I would be doing right here. Transitioning to vehicles. He has the metal, he has the energy, he has everything he needs to easily transition and punish the defenses that were placed. Kyle trying to do a little bit of expansion here, but because of that increased metal that Neb has, it's just going to be almost impossible to push in and expand. All he has to wait for is a couple artillery to come out. Oh, he's going for the incisor. I would have imagined a couple artillery pieces backed up by grunts would be a huge win, but he's going for the incisor play instead, which incisors are insanely strong. They are quite valuable, and they are quite fast, so the maneuverability is nice. But being able to siege this little fortress that is being built would be equally valuable. Ooh, good damage. Thugs coming out. Not a bad play. At this point, he's definitely gonna need some thugs. He also needs some res bots. Res bots need to be a significant portion of your army. Heal these guys up. Keep them alive. Ooh, good damage on this light laser turret. Absolutely wiped. And the grunts matching each other. Incisors there as well. I'm wondering if Kyle is going to end up pushing up to try to capture this mech. Just inching forward, scraping himself out of this metal hole he has created for himself. Right now, Nebuchadnezzar's best option is really just to go AFK. AFK a line of units across the map and outscale just by sheer quantity of metal production. That's all it will take. We are rebuilding another bot lab up here and towards the front. Nebuchadnezzar not really leaking a single ounce of metal, but having a massive income. 2 different productions. Vehicles and bots. Getting the res power of the bots and the damage and health power of the vehicles. Good damage. Honestly, bad trades for Nebuchadnezzar, which is kind of surprising. Ooh, and here comes a wave of units pushing past the defensive line. Tons and tons of incisors and grunts, and Nebuchadnezzar is going to capitalize on this. Or it looked like he was planning on it, but it didn't end up panning out the way we would have wanted to see. And they are going to wipe through and taking out the build power really soon here. It looks like, yep, build power is wiped. Metal extractor's wiped. This is going to be the end of it right here. This is a game over for Kyle. His last hope is to int every single unit into his opponent to try to get the commander kill. That appears to be the last line of defense. But there's just so many units here. It's gonna be over before we know it. Almost as soon and as quickly as it was begun, it is over. He still has the bot lab, which is completely surprising. He goes for the self-destruct. That's not a bad decision. Not a bad decision.
Battle.
Very well played. Very well played. Alright, let's see. Do we have any other matches going? It looks like we've got Grump. Data Crystal. This one's been running for 3 seconds. Let's do this. Signal versus Raxel. Raxel. Signal versus Raxel.
Battle started.
Okay, what do we got? Got an opening with the solar panels into wind. Interesting. I have not seen that before. Solar panel into wind. But it does appear to be working out well for Signal here. 40 OS versus 41 OS. And we've got a 2 max opening, which is a little bit sketchy, honestly. Because you have to get some real good advantages here. What's up, Lobson? He is going to probably be going for some massive amounts of tick harassment. Oof. Going for energy energy reclaim. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's honestly a good play. That feels like it's not the best play. Why not just go for the 3rd max? I don't know. Interesting. I will not question those of higher OS than me as much as I can. Anyway, I try to avoid it. Lazarus going for it. Takes too long to make the Lazarus. We have some solar panels coming out, getting rid of that metal, converting it into juicy energy. It's funny because when I first started playing the game, I always thought, man, metal is so hard to come by and energy is just overflowing. But as I play the game more and more, it seems that energy is hard to come by and metal is overflowing. So which resource really is the one that is the most important and the most sought after? We'll never know. We'll never truly know. Ooh, we got some scouting going on here. Ooh, we got vision of a constructor. Will we take advantage of it? Possibly. Getting a couple shots off. And the forgotten build source, or resource of build power. Yes, that is correct. A good little raiding party here, wiping out a constructor. That is definitely valuable. That could pull off this res spot to go resurrect. Who knows? We lost our radar tower, which isn't great either. Good value with that grunt kiting away the way you should. And we are just streaming over. It looks like we are going for maximum spam on units right now. Notice also that both commanders have not built a single build turret, and that is largely due to the cost of the build turret. It's 200 metal a piece, or 300. I'm trying to remember. It's somewhere around 200, 300 metal a piece. And that is significant because, yeah, it's 210 metal a piece, and it costs a decent amount of energy. And if you can build down a couple more metal extractors in the place of build power, it is super worth it. So keeping the commander safe at base and acting as a build turret in 1v1s is a lot more common than you probably would imagine. Compared to AV8s where, you know, commanders are as useful as, you know, 15 purses, I guess. So not very cautiously used in the 8v8s. Much more cautiously used in the 1v1s. Honestly, the grunts are getting the better trades here. Getting much better trades here, in my opinion. And the reclaim is going straight to the blue player. Very good micro on Signal's part. Raxel expansion is going decently well, better than Signal's, which is not good. Signal needs to jump on the expansion wagon. Losing that constructor really put a dent in his expansion. Now it's the time of quiet watching and waiting. We got some grunts slipping by here, looking to push this constructor. Will they get there in time? That is the question. The constructor going for a turret immediately. Oh, some bad trades Probably a little bit of miss micro due to this harassment that's going on over here. Oh, that's a lot of pawns. There's no way it's gonna work out for them. They get shut down. Retreating gives them the optimal trade value, but it still was not enough, really, I think, to make that worth it. It's kind of a wasted throw of metal. We got some of these pawns circling around, but we got radar vision here, so it's easy enough to see. Ooh, shut down. They're probably gonna get to a single mechs at least. If they push really hard, they can get it. Ooh, blocking damage. Oh, but barely gets that metal extractor. That was worth at that point. And we got two more grunts pushing in, or pawns pushing in here, but they will be met with a little bit more of a sad fate, I think, than they were expecting. It's almost impossible that they make it through. They'll have to be very, very well microed in order to get value. And here they go. They are done for. And the last one sniped off. You got one grunt in the back line, one sneaky little bugger getting insane value here. Sniping metal extractors after metal extractor. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Blue now taking the lead in total metal income. And we get an LLT up, maybe right in time. Another metal extractor goes down before the shots begin to rain out. Unfortunate, but very valuable for Blue. The hero of Blue's people. That's exactly right. Now we start seeing some exploiters coming out. Ooh, yeah, Blue is taking a very careful expansion. Doing very, very careful expansion, which, you know, one can't blame him for that. Ooh, good snipe there from Signal on that sneaky pawn trying to come in. And we got some Resbots coming up. Ooh, Resbots getting good value as well. Resurrecting those armies. Multiplication. It's the power of multiplication. Not to be underestimated. Oh, and we got another 3 grunts sneaking into the back line. Right as soon as they get those metal extractors up, it looks like they're gonna go down again. And we're also gonna lose a Resbot on top. That is not good for Raxwell. He's in deep trouble here. And we've also got some economy hit, possibly. No, nope, he's mismicroed, I think. Yep, dead. But good kills on the front. Good resing super overpowered. I always like to see, especially if there's like a lot of resistance on this hill, building your turrets along this line where you can manipulate the terrain to your advantage, because the turrets are tall enough that their head will peek over the ridge, but they will not be able to receive very much damage, if any damage, and are able to actually shoot. So that's quite an interesting strategy that I definitely have appreciated on this map, and I think should be implemented more frequently than it really is implemented, because it is quite nice to do. Gives you really good value. Okay, what do we have here? Some more expansion from Red, sneaking out, seeing what he can grab. And Blue just missing, I think. Just missing. Oh, he did get vision of it, but he did not see it soon enough, I think. Did get vision. But he has, here goes some significant problems here for Red. Not great. Bad trades here for Red. And we also got scouting of an early bombing run here, which means these bombers have to go now but they're already putting up some nettles. So they already had 3 nettles up in the time that it took for those bombers to get there. So those bombers are gonna get almost no value. Bam, 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 bam. Ooh, they did kill 1 metal extractor and a little bit of wind. And I think maybe that was a build turret. So it wasn't horrible bombing. It wasn't a horrible bombing run, but it was not amazing either. So yeah, he's calling GG here. He's already given it up. Well played from Signal. Very well played.
Ended.
Okay, who do we have up next? We've got... Let's go for Neb versus Vidor. How long has this game been going? 3 minutes? That should be long enough for some exciting things to be happening.
Battle started.
Ooh. This does not look great for Neb. I think it's over before it's even started. I mean, that repair, the repairing there from the Resbot, that's top tier plays right there. And we've got ourselves a destroyer up. Honestly, I would be building a couple frigates. Frigates are quite nice, but the destroyer is good for the range. Skaters might even trade decently into these. Skaters being fast enough to catch up to the herring. Hover OP. Definitely some memeing going on here, I'd say. Ooh, and we got some destroyers coming in. The Oppressor. This is not going to be good for Neb. He's in deep, deep water, both literally and figuratively. The Oppressor is so much stronger than the Corsair. The one benefit is that Nebuchadnezzar does have the commander there to repair, but it is, as he said, GG. Already outplayed by increasing margins. Unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. Alright, let's see. Do we have another one still running? Got 13 minutes, 12 minutes, 5 minutes, and 8 minutes. Okay, let's take a look at the stats so far. Where are we at? Right now, let's do a quick refresher. We've got Flying Duck with 2 wins. Signal and Waxwell look like they're going for another round soon. Vidor just beat Neb. Reaper and Magterra. I don't think I saw that game. Magterra. Oh, I guess Nebuchadnezzar's going for round 2, so we'll hop into Nebuchadnezzar's game, and then we'll try to get a peek at Magterra's game as well. Okay, placing in where they desire. Two bands each. With how big the maps are, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Give me a second, guys. I need to go turn on my heat for a minute. It's getting chilly in here. Alrighty. We're back at it. Grab myself a little snack too. Munch on that. And hopefully that will sustain me till the end of fight night. Otherwise we're in deep trouble. I might have to take a food break. 6 round is insane. Yeah, that's a long game for sure. We'll see if I make it. It's hard for the gamers and it's hard for the casters. 6 rounds, two games each. Quite intense. Ooh, opening vehicles, quite interesting. Definitely not something you see every day. As we get the traditional bot opening. Going for some scouting. Probably going to position themselves in a way where they can do some proper mech sniping later on. Got a constructor going out. Going for metal extractors. Ooh, harassment on the metal extractors. Ooh, good kills there. Well done. Got a couple incisors going out. He has to be extremely cautious though, because vehicles are very, very metal dense, and if he does not appropriately get the metal required, he's gonna be hurting for certain. They do, however, have that HP buff and often a damage buff as well, which gives them a deep advantage over grunts. Not to mention, as soon as he starts pumping out some pounders, grunts are going to become very obsolete very fast. This is such a risky play. Back here, he has absolutely no vision of what's going on. Quite dangerous. Yep, sending one incisor back here to help defend is a good play. Another issue is he's not going to have any res bots to help reclaim the metal as easily. Now he's got vision. He's just sighted. And so he's pulling them back. Pulling them back. He knows that that's a loss. He wants to just save the constructor alone. Incisor wiped. And he's going to be sending every incisor he has to go try to stop that run by. That run by is going to be tough. Two incisors versus 4 grunts. That might trade out pretty well. 3 incisors for sure would. And this constructor going for the reclaim. While these grunts fall back. They might even catch that constructor by surprise once again. Not really getting any good value either side, really. I mean, there's a bit of value from Neb and a bit of value from Vidor, but not any like heavy value, like really, really solid value. They're both close to the same metal. Neb's like 5 behind currently, but it's not gonna be the end of the world, I think, for both of them. That light laser turret's gonna shut down these guys relatively fast, I think, especially with the help of a couple incisors. We're gonna lose 1 metal extractor for sure, and Neb is just bouncing them in and out, in and out. Welcome in, Allison. They're doing a surround on those grunts there, and they will be shut down. This last incisors fighting for its life, but dies. Doesn't quite take the win there. Ooh, more incisors. Grunt to incisors, an interesting fight. Very interesting because it's very close to fair. And we got to transition to vehicles now, it looks like. Oh no, that's a resurrection. Okay, very cool. Resurrection. It would be good to see a couple more constructors out here for Neb. I think he needs to continue that expansion. It's kind of going slowly for him. It's going slowly, honestly, for both teams. Ooh, these grunts getting good value. And we're gonna see those. Every incisor that goes down is an incisor added to Neb's army. We see some more, a bit more solid lines being formed here. Red pushing in at the moment, going over that hill. Several incisors in his army now. And he's still maintaining a decent bot army. He's not transitioning yet. Lord Vidor building a bot lab, getting out the res bots. It's not a bad play. Res bots are relatively cheap for an awful lot of build power, so it is worth it to have them. Nope, we're probably gonna lose that constructor here. That constructor is gonna take damage, and it's gone. Thankfully, we got res bots up, so they'll be able to get that constructor up rapidly. Ooh, this is a bad trade here. Those grunts surrounding the incisors. Definitely a loss. Bit of a significant loss as well. Yeah, starting vehicles, it's painful for everyone, I think. You have to play very, very cautiously. But they do scale up pretty well if you can maintain a decent amount of metal income. Yeah, the Lazarus, so powerful. Grave Robber, Lazarus, both quite nice. We got 2 more constructors coming out. This guy's going for mechs expansion, which is good to see. This one is going to be repairing or just doing some. What is he up to? More metal expansion. Ooh, grunts shredding through these guys. That incisor ball from Neb is getting larger as he has transitioned to vehicles and is pumping his own incisors now. Vidor has a larger income though, both in energy and metal production, but it is not feeling like it. Ooh, these trades. This is going to be really, really valuable. This metal is starting to stack up. You can see here, 2,000, well, 1,300 metal. That's a lot, a significant amount worth fighting for. Unfortunately, it does not appear that he is controlling this is getting pushed back quite rapidly here. And Neb is getting the resurrection as we speak. It's not good to see. We got some heavier tanks coming out. Those will be stronger and much better at fighting against the incisors. Good kills. Pushing in like that, a bit risky. Not the smartest choice when going up against laser weapons. You want to try to maintain maximum distance if you can. And we are going for the reclaim here. I believe that is a decision based on necessity. I'm sure he would like to get the resurrection, but he is very concerned about not having control of this metal. Nebuchadnezzar going for the reclaim here. Excellent trades. These brutes are really putting in the work. Over on this side of the map, there's not a ton going on. There's a little bit of a raid, looks like. I might even say this is an act of desperation. Good damage. Decent amount of wiping here. Appreciate the follow, by the way, Ivan. Yeah, I would have been casting on the main bar channel, but we had a little bit of issues with starting the casting, so we're here instead for fight night. But it was all a bit of a last minute ordeal, so not too bad. Ooh, coming in, wiping out some of this energy production is not great. Not looking great here. And Nebuchadnezzar calls it there with the loss.
Bad.
Well played, though. They were some of the finals there. Alrighty, how many more games do we have? We've got this one. This one's not really fight night. That one's not really fight night either. Kyle Kug. Could definitely watch him. I think most of these games are ending soon though. Except maybe the Ida's crack. That one might last a while. Let me see, how many rounds do we have left? We have finished, we're almost done with round 3. We have 3 more fights in, or 3 more people in round 3. 3 more groups. Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to last that long, to be honest. I am exhausted. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I am like really, really tired right now. Part of it is I've been just up since 6 and at my PC doing stuff and working and planning and all this stuff, and my brain just needs a bit of a break. So I might actually be ending this casting relatively soon. I'm going to give Neb a call and see what he thinks of that. So we'll see what he has to say, but I'm pretty tired. Hey Neb, I'm thinking I might not be able to do the full length, man. I'm exhausted.
No, thanks for doing some coverage.
Yeah, I know that's sad. I think if I had been a little bit more well prepared, I could have do a Red Bull.
Yeah,
people are saying do a
that.
Red Bull. Anyway, if you wanted to cast the rest while, or at least give it from your perspective, then they'd have at least something to watch. I'm so tired. I need to just find something to eat and kind of chill the rest of the night.
I guess I could stream. Let me get it set up.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you guys. We're gonna be. I can raid you if you want. If you get it up, that way everyone gets a smooth transition.
Yeah. Let me just get it up real quick.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll raid you in. There's been a lot of new streamers on Bar lately. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, like if you look at the people in the category right now, there's Fantastic Ma, Triple Fouet, and then it's VDB. These are all random people. I have no idea who they are. I feel like I'm an old fart now or something.
Dude, I'm on tilt after that game.
Were you?
I think my stream should be up.
Okay. Let me see. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to actually register.
Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. Wait, I want to do something. I just took it down. I need to.
Okay.
I want to turn on enhanced broadcasting.
Enhanced broadcasting. What does that do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go without a delay, like whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Bro, okay.
It's fine for this one. There's no money involved, so it's not too bad.
Dude, it's kind of BS that you can literally just make vehicle cons.
What?
That game was so annoying.
Why is that garbage? You can make vehicle.
No. I took out his expansions with my grunts, right?
Right.
But he could just out-expand me. Maybe I didn't get as much value there as I thought I did.
Yeah, I think he got. I was really back and forth, and I thought you had more value, but
he just expanded way faster than I did.
He did expand towards the later on, like halfway through. His expansion exploded a bit, and I think yours didn't quite keep up.
Yeah.
All right, are you in?
I believe I am streaming, yes.
Okay, cool. We'll raid you up, and
Thank you.
Yep, thanks for everything, and
Yeah.
hope you have a good game, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So, alrighty, thank you all for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. I know this is a little bit different from what we expected to have, but you know, we do the best we can with what we got. And we'll see you guys on the next one.